get straight to it. Got a trade lining up here already. Let's share this out so people don't miss it. Make sure my volume's all good. And we're live. Oh. We are live. Copy that, send that out. Copy that, send that out. Alright, let me mark up this one. Um, 5 minute. GU's got it as well, but not as clean. EU looks a lot more cleaner. $16.3 pips stop. Morning CM, hope you're well. We've got a trade lining up here straight away. Quite a wider position than usual because it's on a 5 minute for quite an outstretched leg. As in, this wave's quite a big wave, so the position itself is a lot bigger than we're used to dealing with. Six. Oh, 9. Oh, 8. Morning people, how are we all doing? We've got a position here lining up straight away, kicking things off nicely. Just setting this up for myself now. Just lining this one up. I will take this as a limit. We've got decent rejection from that 61.8 fib, so we can set a limit on the 71, which is at the start of that fair value gap that you see there as well. So I'm just setting my my limits here right now. Apologies if I'm a bit quiet. How are we all doing this morning? Oh, 9286. Oh, 8728. Cool. Alright, those are set. On there. Four, 6, 8. Morning, Fabio. Just setting this one up as a trade right now. We've got the Asian session broke beneath, used it as resistance, sold off, and now we're making lower lows and lower highs. We've got a fair value gap that's been left behind. That's acting as confluence between our fib level, the 71%, that's the one we like to aim for. We've got the EMA, which has been used as resistance multiple times. So all in all, bearish price action, lower low, lower high wave structure, EMA resistance, fair value gap, fib levels, and now we've got candlestick rejections approaching from that 61.8, but also just off of that high as well, which is also acting as a bit of internal liquidity. This is a nice trade for us to take here straight away on the euro. Just like that. I am going to set our TP1 here at these candle body lows. So let's see what happens. Tidy that up a little bit and send the signal out. Get this one marked up, and that was a 2.42. See if this one tags in, eh? It's a very nice trade. We've got a lot of confluences going for us here. Just about whether it's going to pull back to that 71. We've got the 61.8. We've had a couple instances, 4 actually, where that EMA has been tapped. So hopefully it'll try it once again. Same idea on the pound, but not as clean. The wave structure here is a lot cleaner. Hopefully it doesn't come from that liquidity level that's been swiped. But you know, it's printed a double top, which should still be further liquidity to wipe. But classic textbook trade for us, and it's on the 5 minute, which I like to see. Now we just got to wait to see if we're going to get tagged in or not. You can see prices reacting already. It's forming a turning point. Hopefully it just has one more wave up to tag us in. Set an alert on that anyway, and then we'll see what's happening on these day trades then. So we called the sell-off from EURUSD while it was still inside this trend. We spotted this trend line that if it was broke would give us a nice canvas to just sell into, which it has done. We had our initial first set of waves. After we had this third break of structure giving us 5 waves, we needed a correction. That happened. Then we had another 5 waves, needed a correction, and now we're printing that next set of wave structure to the downside. Now there's your correction, that's the break, another correction, break structure. Now it's about on the 1 hour. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. This high to this low has satisfied the 50 and the 61.8. So that is, to me, that is a wave there. It's also rejected this previous support and sold off. Now, the last trade that I would look to take short for now would be a pullback from here. If it breaks the downside once again, then I need that to correct higher first. But this is a potential trade that we take on EURUSD again. We were looking for it to come back from here, but it only hit that 61.8, not our 71 level, so we didn't get entered in. So here we're going to look for it again. See how big of a trade this one is. Now usually on these, of course, we would target our extensions, and that would be a 4.25 trade. But what we've seen recently is price quite often just sweeping that, or even just like coming shy of TP2 and then coming all the way up here. So it's actually been beneficial to just get a quick trade in and guarantee that 2.3R, rather than only taking, you know, half or 3/4 of our position out and making less than that anyway. So at the moment I am just going to target this TP1 as full, and then do stuff like this where if you have a candle body that's quite wide from that wick, we can take a TP1 there, and that plays out nice for us too. So there's the idea on EURUSD. Granted that it doesn't break the low to the downside, this is valid. On the euro, oh, that's a nice drop on the euro for us actually. This never changed character lower, push higher actually. So break of structure, break of substructure. From this low to that high would have been our first trade. Didn't retrace low enough, pushed off higher. That gives us this as our third break. And now this could be a setup from this low to this high. Maybe this is what we look for. Euro long. How's How's that looking? We've got the break structure, got the third break. We've not broke above that yet, so we're still valid. I think that's a trade. That fair value has been mitigated now, but only with wicks. That order block got tapped straight away. So did that. There's not too much inefficiency left behind on that. Just wave structure. We've got FOMC later. Not till New York evening though. That's not gonna bother me. The only thing I don't like there is that we've taken out the target. We've taken out that price target, which is our trading range, to be honest. If we have a correction, I only like trading it back to the start of the correction, and that has taken it out. So I don't know if that's... Yeah, that's not something that I would really take. Apart from that, it looks nice. But we've kind of fulfilled the trading range already. You see here on EURUSD, the original correction started here. So we've got a, when I said there's a lovely huge canvas for us to short into, that's what I'm referring to there. Yeah, but on the euro, I mean, I guess you could you could kind of argue to trade up to there, maybe. But it's sort of like cloud gazing, where you're telling yourself it's there so that it's there. How far of a retracement is this? We've came up to the 71. We've taken out that high. I don't think it's smart to trade that where it is. Probably going to leave that one. Taken out a lot of stops from this high and from this high. So yeah, I'm going to leave that one. Check its counterpart, the pound. Pound's volatile. Look at that. 3 higher highs. I guess only 2 lower lows, but you can still see that volatility there. But yeah, man, all of these major currencies have pumped this past couple of weeks. It's one of those situations where you feel like it should come down, but it's quite a bad mindset to be in. You just got to trade whatever's in front of you and not expect things to be normal, because in trading there is no normal. Notice how, I mentioned this last live, notice how we broke above this resistance, which you might not have even saw was resistance first. The way that I've got that is from forming this as a parallel channel. and now we've broke above that and using it as support. And you can probably do that for the next series of highs too. But here, pretty similar to the euro, we've taken out that high. So I don't really want to trade that higher. So this is going to be a red pair for me. All over the place. Wait for it to be a bit more normal. EURUSD we've covered. The Aussie dollar. This took off without us, so we were looking for a trade on this. Still got a little setup there that I'll show you. But here is where we said, okay, we've got this corrective structure. A, B, C. That broke above. Used previous resistance as support, pushed higher. This was our substructure, so now we've got a break of substructure. We want to see where that comes down to maybe go long on this. This one is within our trading range this time, thankfully, because we are trading this channel higher series of highs. If you're wondering why that one's not at the low, it's from the candle body. Which prints as a channel, like that. So this one we do have a trading range. If we're looking at it on a higher time frame, on like the 4 hour, this whole thing would just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Following Elliott waves. But obviously we've gone deeper on a lower time frame, and we can see all the little impulses and corrections throughout it. So we're trading off this correction, break, retest, pull back to our desired targets. Let me see if there's any inefficient price action in here. Order block mitigated. This order block's been ran through. There's that all the way down there. Kind of did get tapped into straight away though, let's be honest. Same as that one. Same as that one. So yeah, for me we just look on the fibs for this. If you want to target a TP2 on that, you can. But I might just stick to a TP1 on that. Still waiting on that euro. So we've got something on the Swiss franc, and we could limit this on the Aussie dollar, to be honest. It's a valid trade. Let's do that. This one's going to be a swing. Cool. Right, I'm going to price that up. £37.5 pips. Nice swing. Have you seen UCAD? I don't trade UCAD. Yeah, I don't trade CAD and I don't trade yen. How are we looking on the short? Oh, it's coming up. It's coming up. Set an alert on that while we mark this one out. Bear with me, guys, I'm just fucking putting mine on as well. 626 68. Cool, right, get some limits on that. Let us know when it's hitting. Get some limits on, let us know when it's invalid. And then we wait on that one. Can have a look on NU, New Zealand. It's New Zealand that took off without us, not Aussie dollar. So you got the same structure, yeah, them lows, them highs. But as soon as we had this correction, break, retest, push higher, we had no retracement at all after that break of substructure. Immediately came up and tapped that top resistance there. And now we're seeing it sell off. So that just took off without us. Very bullish. I would wait for a pullback lower on that. He's not even really got, maybe you've got that trend, you could say, those lows. Wait to see what happens with that, if that's going to break lower. But yeah, I wouldn't trade that just yet. But okay, cool, right, we've got two positions we're looking at on a day trade. Swiss franc and the Aussie dollar. Oh, I've just done something on my other screen there, my bad. So we wait for that, and then see what's happening with this intraday on the euro. That's our moves of the day. Yeah, see what happens. I'm gonna share the live out a bit on socials now. Bear with me a sec. I'll mute my mic so so that you don't just hear this fucking squeaky chair go off. Alright, there we go. The word has been spread. Congrats to everyone that took advantage of the St. Paddy's Day discounts. 10% off everything. We've got a couple more spots secured on the funded autopilot, which should be ready before the end of this month. Just waiting on the coder to sort out a couple bits. Adding some new settings on there, some specific prop firm trading risk management, so like auto stop trading if it hits 3% equity drawdown, which is a bit harder to measure than just normal drawdown. Equity drawdown is where, let's say you go 3% up in open trades and then they just come back down to break even. That's still classed as 3% equity drawdown because your equity high was plus 3% and then it's gone back down 3%. So equity drawdown is a bit of a bitch when it comes to HFT prop firms, but we can have those coded in algos basically. It's a lot easier. Other stuff like news trading filters. If you haven't bought a challenge which has the news trading enabled, we can have the code synced up with an economic calendar to know when it's a red folder to not trade throughout it, so you won't break that rule. Got an inverse setting, which is pretty cool. So throughout my testing, I found a lot of strategies that lost money when I was doing the optimization. So by having an inverse button, those now make a lot of money, which is pretty cool. So it's essentially trading the opposite of what you would do, and then if you find a really bad setting, you just fucking inverse that bitch, and now it's really good. So that's a cool little gimmick that we've got. Because it's a trend reversal strategy, right? So if you have a set file which you inverse, you basically make it a trend continuation strategy, with a certain pairing and certain settings and stuff. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff being added compared to the V1. But it takes time, guys. It takes time. It's not easy. It's not just creating a bot. We've done that a long time ago. It's not just creating the algorithm. It's then finding different combinations of settings to tweak the algorithm while also still being profitable. So it's not that it's taken a while to make a strategy. The strategy's been made a long time ago. It's then finding other variations of the strategy that won't get flagged for copy trading on prop firms so that everyone can use it. So there's a reason why it's a very unique system, a very unique service to offer, and no one else does it pretty much. Or if they do, they're just selling you their default set file, and if you try to run it, you won't get paid on prop firms because it's a mass market. Everyone else is just using that same set file as well. So it's a bespoke service where everyone gets the set file tailored to them so that no two people have the same trades, and therefore you get paid out. So we're doing all of that work in the background for people, and that's the only way you can get it to work. So because of that, there is limited supply, hence we're sold out at the moment. You know, the first 20 set files that we released got bought. We can't sell that to anyone else because then two people just won't get paid out, and that's not what we're about. If we sell something, then it fucking works, you know. So yeah, hoping that it's finished before the end of the month anyway. Got another 11 days, 12 days. But yeah, the euro's dropping, the EMA is getting closer and closer. I wonder if we drop this a little bit. There's only a couple ticks in that anyway. One tick. It's basically the same fucking entry in it. More slots coming, yeah they are. We're just adding a few more things to the code and getting everything working perfectly. You know, we don't do a half job. As much as people want things now, great things take time. See what happens here anyway. We're waiting on that FVG to get tapped in and push lower. We'll see if we get that or not. Dollar Swiss is pushing higher. I've got my limits on this. Let me put this one out to the group. I'm going to take full TP at TP1 here, as I have been doing. But I'll post the 2 TPs for people that want that. 3.18. Cool, that's in the VIP. Right, we're approaching entry here, euro. What I've started doing as well, I've lost a lot of trust for brokers. What I've started doing is add a couple ticks onto everything they quote. So entry price, stop loss, TPs. I'll take off or add on a couple ticks either side, and then also add a spread on when necessary as well. So if they are true to their word, I'll get tagged in a couple ticks early, and that's fine by me. But if they're bullshitting about their quotes, it gives me that trust issue margin where I'll still get fulfilled, sacrificing 4 ticks. Yeah, we've sweeped that liquidity level for the 3rd time now. Rejected off the EMA. Just shy of that 71 though. Let's see if we come up and actually get tagged in this time. So we've had that 5-minute shooting star from the EMA off of that liquidity that we said might triple tap. Still not tagged us in on that 71 though. We're going to stay strong. We've got extreme amount of confluence on that level. So just stay strong, don't flap it, don't change your limits or anything. Got a use alert. Must be coming closer to our level. Dollar shorts. I think we might be able to get a 78.6 from this. Yeah, since that's our order block. That's 3.3% trade. Limit this one, 11.4 pips. It's approaching. I'm just setting these limits on now. Seven nine 5 7 8 8 0 7 1. Add the spreads. Eight 7 5 8 2. Add the spreads. Gosh. Cool, right, this one is approaching. Let's send it out. TP, SL, entry, SL, TP. What's the reward on this is 3.29. Bosh. See if that tags in. Euro's kind of selling off a little bit here. Still valid. Just wait to see if it does or not. This one's approaching. So we've hit the 71, but we're looking for the 78.6 on this. So it just needs to come up a little bit further. The euro has met these equal lows here, so we'll see if we do get one last tap up to tap us in, but this one might have taken off without us. Didn't quite hit that 71%, so it's not a trade for us. The pound isn't looking as nice, not as clean as this. We're looking for the retracement of this high to this low, like that. Whereas on the pound, it's a bit unclear which is the high, because this one has been broken and liquidated. It'd be one of these highs that you're looking for, like up here, to come back up, which, yeah, you would have got the 78.6 from that, but it just wasn't as clean looking as that. This one's a bit mumbo jumboed. So we're not in that just yet. Wait and see on EURUSD. So we've got a very strong wick inverse hammer forming from the 71, from the 61.8. We're still on for the 78.6. That's our order block on the 4 hour here that needs tapping in, which will coincide with that 78.6. So this is on the 1 hour, so it's not really something to trade that needs to be entered in the London session, but just thought I'd show that one on screen. The one we are waiting for in London session is this trade on the euro. Maybe a little bit too much going on the screen there for you, but it's because we've got a lot of confluences. So this one's broke the Asian low, came up, retested that as resistance, pushed to the downside, and now we're looking at the retracement from this high to this low, make it lower high, and then carry on for a lower low. With that, we've got a 5-minute fair value gap that we want to see get tapped into. We've got this EMA that was used as resistance multiple times that we were looking to act as confluence, but now that's came a lot closer to price than we would like. Hopefully we just get a nice quick instantaneous wick up and down through the EMA. We've also got the 71% fib from this previous high to this previous low that matches all of that as well. And then we had this internal high acting as internal liquidity throughout the wave. That happened once, and then we had it again. So this is now a triple top that we would want to see wiped out for extra liquidity as well. Wherever you see a pool of highs or lows like that, it's gathering and building stop orders above that from people. So there's liquidity now resting along that triple top there that would help us out if that gets wiped out. So it's a valid trade. We're just sort of waiting to see if it does get tapped in or not. There is a chance that it doesn't get tapped in, and we're absolutely fine with that. We accept that. So we've got our limits set on this, and then we just see if it does or doesn't get tapped in. Simple as that. Right guys, there don't seem to be much happening here. It's a little bit early in the session, but because of this low down here, we're not really getting that lower high price action like we usually do. If this low breaks on the pound, which it's about to, then it might start to become that again on the pound here. We do have limits on the euro. It's looking like it's already formed that higher low and is selling off without us now. EURUSD limit, Aussie dollar limit. If this breaks on the pound, that's our London session from 2 days ago, which it might try to take. It might just sweep these lows and come back up. So we need to see where that prints. But if we do take that low like we have done, now it's a case of seeing where that next low is, because now we've got the structure that we want on GU, where we've got lower lows and lower highs, like this. We've got the EMA that's been held very strong rejection, 2 taps of it directly, these lot just repelled from it, which is nice. We had the case where we had Asian session break beneath, retest, come back down, make that wave structure. The reason we haven't traded that so far is because we've still just been retracing from this wave up. We need that to break first, but now, or should I say when this breaks, let's say it breaks and forms a low like there, then we want to see if we can get an entry off the next lower low down like that. So that's what we're looking at on the pound now, if that level breaks. Because it seems like our trade on the euro is not going to tap in. But we'll stay strong, we'll still keep this as a limit because it is valid, even though the EMA is kind of closed us off. You can still get cases where you just have a huge wick up, tap you in and come back down, which we've seen plenty of times before. So this trade is still valid, but while we're watching that, we'll also keep an eye on the pound to see if this will print that structure that we just mentioned as well. So got an alert here. We'll set our alerts. This alert will tag us in, this one will tell us that it's invalid. So with that in mind, we'll watch to see what happens on the pound now. I don't really want to take it, if this is going to be an equal low, I don't really want to trade it like that, because it's not really a lower low and we're trying to trade continuation. But if this is the low, we don't have continuation. We have consolidation, because price is just moving sideways now, okay? That's not our strategy. We want lower lows, lower highs. So I want to see this low break to tell us that we're still trending, and then that's when we'll look to keep up with the shorts on this. Right, lads, it's been quite a slow market this morning. There's plenty of opportunity today. We've marked all of that out. Got 4 different setups here potentially. No entries, just limits, just ideas. See if the market actually taps them in or not. But I think with the market moving as slow as it is, I'm probably just going to cut the live an hour short here. If this low breaks on the pound, then we'll be looking for a retracement to sell off. If this pushes up and taps this FVG, then we've got an entry for this trade. If it reaches this level, this previous body, before then we'll cancel the limit. This will tag us in. If it approaches these candle body lows down there, then it'll make the trade invalid. And then obviously with Aussie dollar being a swing, whether we get tapped in right now today, we'll see, basically. But those are the 4 main ideas that I'm looking at today. I appreciate everyone turning up. Drop any questions that you do have. Please drop a like on the live. And then, yeah, ask any questions that you want, either here or inside the VIP lounge. But yeah, thanks everyone. Bit of a slow market this morning, I know, but there's plenty of opportunity there today. So let's bring back some wins by the end of the day. But take care, guys. I'll see you next time.